Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Diamond Valley Arts Council's very first DVAC tonight. I mean, we've had to go, unfortunately, to the web to be able to bring what we normally bring to you all the time. So normally tonight would be a music night. So you would be able to be here and enjoy some really great music. We had Timbrewoods planned for tonight, and they were going to be able to rock the stage. You were going to be able to sit here and visit with us and entertain yourselves and whatnot. But unfortunately, things are not the way we really planned. So unfortunately, we had to go this route. But this is kind of handy because you can do the same thing you would do here at the Art Center, except you can get up and go to the bathroom whenever you want. No one's going to judge. You can get a drink, whatever, whatnot. You're going to be much more comfortable. And you can be in your jammies, which I wish I was. But since we're going to you live right now, please excuse a little bit of the delay. Unfortunately, we had some little technical issues this is our very first one, so hopefully we get these little things ironed out, but we'll bring it to you every single week, and maybe a couple times, 2-3 times during the week. We don't know. We'll see. But we'll try to keep you entertained and bring arts to you during our little crisis and our quarantine. So I'm quarantined here at the Art Center. No one's around. I'm all by myself. There's no crew, no nothing. So I'm socially isolated, and I hope you are too. Hopefully everyone's wearing a mask. I know I got a word that Brad and Ellen Hyman are watching together, and I hope you guys are sitting 6 feet apart. Or, well, you're married, so who cares anyway? But thanks for watching. And with that, let's go ahead and kind of jump into our interview with the Timbrewoods. So please, everybody, welcome Timbrewoods. Welcome to our inaugural show. This is our very first DVAC online show. So we're calling it DVAC tonight.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And like I said, I would have been so much more prepared, except I've been on lockdown, as all of us have, and
Right.
I got a little carried away, trying to get all the technical stuff going, and I realized that I didn't put on my makeup, so that took a little while.
I've got my earbuds in. You like my earbud earrings?
They are very fashionable.
Pretty nice. Thank you very much.
As you know, things are a little different for us. We've had to close the center itself. So we were thinking, okay, well, how do we continue to bring arts to the community, and how do we continue to try to support artists as well? And when people watch this, hopefully you can donate as well, donate to the artists, and then donate to DVAC. So we'll try to generate some money and see if we can throw some scratch everyone's way, and also entertain people during this cabin fever lockdown.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So what have things been like for you guys up there?
Jason,
They've been very strange.
it's been
I mean, it's always quiet around here, so you don't really feel it till you try to go to town, and then it's like a ghost town, kind of, You just have a few cars around, but it doesn't feel that different when you're at home,
right?
Because we're in a mountain community where things are spread apart. But when you go to town, it's like, this is not our town. Oh.
There are a couple of grocery stores up here, and people have been able to get things.
Yeah.
But it's been a real challenge, Terry and I haven't been able to get together for a while, and gigs have been rescheduled or canceled, and so we're all ready for a reconnection, and I'm glad we can at least do it online like this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're feeling a little out of sorts. All my equipment's just sitting there, except for my guitars I play. But
Yeah.
The doing, it's like, you get kind of concerned that you're sitting around too much.
So have you had a lot of time to kind of do some songwriting or woodshed some of those things that you've always wanted to do?
We've been working on our website. It needed a lot of care because we were too busy before. But
Right.
It's very hard to write songs when things are unsettled for me. I need to be completely, at ease, and this has been hard to get there because it's a fabricated staying home, not my choice.
Right.
So
It's not one of those things where it's a creative lock-in kind of thing where I'm don't bug me. I gotta practice. It's like, well, you can bug me. Honestly, it's okay.
You don't want anybody putting that on you.
Please
you want to
bug
do
me.
it yourself.
I think creatively, it has been a really challenging time. So I seem to vacillate between absolute inactivity, including my brain, to brief moments of, okay, I'm going to get this set up or that hooked up, or I'm going to get ready here to make something happen. And then I become like, oh, I can't do anything. But fortunately, my wife and I, Helen, we have some property, so we're able to take a walk, and that really helps.
Have you found
and get outside a little bit?
Have you been doing a lot of outdoor projects as well? Just puttering around the house and doing that kind of thing?
There's 10 inches of snow on the ground right now out there.
Yeah.
So I'm inside, baby.
Yeah, we're not in spring yet.
That's been the frustrating thing around here too. It's been raining like mad. So, all the things that I want to get done involve being outside, and the last thing you want to do is get sick. So it's kind of like, well, I guess I'll sit inside, and then I find myself turning off the phone or leaving it somewhere, and 2 hours later going, oh yeah, wasn't I supposed to do something? Oh.
That's how it is. It's true.
Right.
Yeah, the stimulus has changed for our inspiration, to do certain things.
Well, that's why I think it's so important for us to, keep the music going and keep playing and keep people entertained with that. So you've got a tune that you want to do put up, right, Jeff?
Yeah, so we're going to put up something from the summer concert that we did at the Butterfield Amphitheater here in Idyllwild. And we were, Terry and I, Timbrewoods, we opened for Lisa Haley and the Zydecoats. And so Lisa jumped out and joined us on a song. And so we thought we'd put up a clip of that.
Well, cool. Let's go ahead and play that one from Lisa Haley, and we'll get that going, and we'll come right back.
Great.
So why don't you talk a little bit about how you guys got together and a little bit about Timbrewoods themselves?
Well, we got together through Jeff's wife, Helen. I was playing pickleball with her. And that's how we met Helen, and got to find out that Jeff was a musician, and he was a closet musician at the time, pretty much. He'd been here for a year, and I never ran into him. I was doing solo acts, and so we got together. We got together at his house, at their house, and then as soon as I started singing, he goes, "Oh, okay." I guess I can get my guitars out.
Yeah. When I first met Terry, she was over here singing at the house, and I kind of went, "Oh yeah, okay." It's really a joy to work with a fabulous singer, and one nice thing about it is it makes everyone around her better, because everybody has to kind of dig in here a little bit. And so we found that we had kind of a common interest in musical influences: Bonnie Raitt, John Hyatt, Gillian Welsh, just a number of John Prine, the late great John Prine. So
lost him.
We just began to connect. Yeah, I know. I'm really sad about that, but we connected, and it was just a really good fit. And I like the tone space is a lot of fun, because our vocals are obviously very different. We occupy different places,
right?
And it's a lot of fun.
So do you find being based in Idyllwild contributes to your creativity and a little bit of influence into your music?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, it's perfect.
Exactly right. I think it's a phenomenal little town because it's so musical. And we had to fight through the fires last year, and floods, and the town was really beginning to hum again. And for a small town, there are a lot of places to play, and a lot of great venues. Middle Ridge Winery and Cafe Aroma, and Idyllwild. I mean, there's just so many great places to play, and the amphitheater, and Pharaoh's. A little plug there. But the idea is that there's a lot of places. Yeah, the brew pub. There's so many good places to play. And so we're all real anxious to get that going again, and I think it will happen again. But it's a wonderful home base.
The thing about the Idyllwild area in the Hemet Valley, there's been a huge, or San Jacinto Valley, there's been a huge history of music and arts in this area, and going back 100 years. And I think the beauty of the area really contributes to that. Artists find their way into this area, and it's just kind of it's a good home base, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what keeps me here.
Really
I mean,
is.
I don't know if I would still be here. I have a son that lives in Colorado, and that's a beautiful place too. And I would probably be there so I could be with my grandchildren. But the music is happening, and it's really keeping me here. And this relationship in our partnership here is just it's really a good thing. So you don't leave that.
Absolutely not. So tell us a little bit about your this new album.
When we first got together, it became apparent that Terry was not only a wonderful singer, but a very talented songwriter. And as that unfolded, it really piqued my interest in recording. I come out of an audio background. I started a sound company many years ago. I ran sound for a lot of wonderful people, Oscar Peterson and Ella Fitzgerald and Joe Pass. And I monitor mixing for Stevie Ray Vaughan at his club tours back in the early 80s. Oh my gosh, my ears are still okay. But I realized that she really had something, and I wanted to get involved in producing it. So that's how it began for me.
And I'm so glad he wanted to, because my whole my singing career has been on hold for many years. When you're a singer, you should be singing. And I did a lot of it in churches, but that had come to a halt over some very serious issues that I had to make a decision to make a change over. And then there was, I had to take care of a friend of mine that was sick. I needed to help my parents. And so there was a lot of life situations where they were priorities. And I was busy, but I always knew that I'd get back to this. I just didn't know how to create it, because you need others, So
Sure.
When I wandered up to Idyllwild, which is pretty much what it was, wandered up here, I still wasn't sure what I was doing here until the music started, till I decided, well, I'm just going to get up on stage and try, I wasn't used to doing so many cover songs either, because I was a church singer and a songwriter myself. But that was a little challenging. But boy, once I got started, it just really helped me to get back to where I was and more.
The funny thing about music is once it's got you, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, how many years pass or whatever. It's in there, and it's an innate thing, and it just finds its way to kind of percolate to the top at some point.
One more thing, I haven't worn out what I have yet. So I was being reserved on the side. So for a time like now, because I don't have to have throat surgeries, and I've been screaming this whole time and trying to, do tours and stuff. So I'm very thankful for that, for my journey, even though it was very hard to wait. I was waiting. I knew that I would be singing again, but I had to wait a long time.
Well, it's like a good wine. You gotta set it aside for a little bit and let it develop,
right.
and
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think along the lines of good wine, I think the fact that Terry and I were born in the same year, so we have. I'm not going to tell you that year, although I think she already gave it away.
I already told you my age.
Yeah, I know. So, but because of that, we share a lot of interesting cultural connections. Although I grew up in Indiana, and she, of course, is a California girl. So it's interesting the similarities and yet the differences that those two upbringings result in. But it is a lot of fun to get up there and to play together and to really try to connect to people. So that's something we hope to continue doing.
came upon a midnight clear. Of wandering stark and rapid speed, it came upon the blue of night, enveloped in the shadows there, waiting, lurking about, resting upon a victor's snout. This I say has yet to come. Bleeding from the hearts of one, so few and far between the night of villages of tempered light. Cast away all ships of steel, your merchandise of friendly seas, away, away, away. And see the hurting embers alive upon your plaintive decks of peace.
This particular album, what's kind of the theme or inspiration for it?
Okay, so the title explains my journey, which this is a long spread out songwriting. So there weren't, like, for the amount of time I was away from, you know, in my own private space, you know, while I was helping others, there wasn't a lot of songwriting, but those songs that emerged during those times were really about the journey. So, and there was really bitter, hard times, but out of them came really good things. So I wanted to emphasize that. That's why the name Bittersweet came out. You know, what Jeff and I try to stay, you know, inspired by our lives, our stories. So it was really important for me to be able to get that out, at least on the first album of my own, because
Right.
we didn't know each other that well at the time. I had no idea that we were really going to be a duo when he decided to record my solos, my songs. So, you know, that it kind of evolved, but I was so thrilled that he wanted to put my songs down. And because it's really important for me, for a singer or a songwriter to be able to tell their story. And you know, that's the main thrust of why I do what I do, is to give people, to connect with them so that there's a sharing going on. So the CD is really important because it's an archive, and now it's on something solid that you can take home.
Right.
And not just performance, you know, in a gig, or it's not just for profit. Let's face it, you know, we're not trying to be famous. It's just a really important thing to do to culminate the whole time I've been off.
And I think in making the album, the CD, Bittersweet, which is of course available on our website, timbrewoods.com, and that's TIMBREWOODS.
See it right down in the
Speaking
bottom.
of commerce, I thought I'd go ahead and do a shameless plug, but the and it's downloadable as well, and it's on all the usual outlets, so you know, go get it. But anyway, it was a lot of fun to make Bittersweet with Terry Joe. It was recorded here in the mountain cabin, you know, that where Helen and I live, and it's it's a very picturesque location, and a big cedar room with tall ceilings, and it has a really great vibe to it. And yeah, it's really wonderful. And we were able to bring a lot of wonderful musicians.
We're going to try to get to know you guys. So we're going to play a little game. I'm going to mention 2 foods, and we got 30 seconds. And as fast as you can, you're going to say right off the top of your head which one you prefer. All right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put the clock down there, and we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Start the clock. Cheddar or American?
Cheddar.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Beef or broccoli?
Beef.
Onions, grilled or raw?
Grilled.
Potatoes or turnips?
Potatoes.
Who even says turnips? Wings, battered or baked?
Baked.
Battered.
Naked or dressed? I mean the wings. The wings.
Both.
French fries or tater tots?
What?
French fries or tater tots?
French fries.
Ketchup or mustard?
Fries.
Ketchup.
Mustard.
Sourdough or wheat?
Sourdough.
And bonus question, if you had to survive on one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Bittersweet chocolate. Too long.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, you guys answered all the questions correctly. All of them absolutely correctly. You both won. You're both big winners today. Big winners. So,
fantastic.
As we wrap everything up today,
excuse me 1 second.
Sure.
I gotta let my dog in. Okay, come here. Come on, Phoebe. Come on. Sorry, come here. Oh, I was sorry. But,
look at her.
Look at him. So cute.
Pounding on the door.
Baby.
There's oh, thank you, Phoebe. Thank you. There's Phoebe. She's a very musical dog. She wanted to be in on the action.
Well, you can't leave her out when she knows something's going on.
No, that's right.
No, that's right. Well, she heard beef, cheddar, French fries. Come on.
Dad's eating.
Something's going on in there. Get in there right now.
So as we wrap everything up today, what are some thoughts you want to leave folks with? Anything you want to kind of shout out there, and what's your next step?
I think that I'm doing what I'm made to do, and I have to keep singing. So whatever way, however way I have to do it, I'm going to keep doing it. And Jeff has been, like I said, I can't do this by myself.
Thanks to technology, we're able to still socially distance ourselves and still share and communicate. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to be a part of this very first show, and hopefully I can check in with you every now and again and find out what you're doing and
absolutely
and play a little bit and have some fun and try to keep this music thing going, even though we can't be on the stage. At least we can share virtually. So
yeah, thank you for having us, Jason.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it.
Jeff, Terry, thank you so much for joining us. And for everyone out there, stay inside, enjoy this on the internet. We'll bring it to you. And thank you very much, Timbrewoods.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very, very much. Bye-bye.
Oh, my gosh. That was incredible. Thank you so much to Timbrewoods for doing this and being a part of it. And, the unfortunate thing is we're stuck inside. We have to kind of socially isolate and whatnot. But, arts can keep coming to you. You just kind of have to reach out. And the great thing about the arts is we can bring it to you right in your homes. Thank God for it, because what would we have to binge on, for God's sakes? There would be no bingeable programs, and with that, it brings us to kind of the theater side, and I talked a little bit with Cammie, and let's welcome her to the program. Let's talk a little bit about Harvard Street Theater Company and what that is, how that kind of came about, because I don't think a lot of people know about it yet, and this would be a good way to get the word out.
So it's a community-based theater company. It's a community-based theater program, all ages. We have done 3 cabaret shows and 1 straight play we did in December.
They've all been pretty successful, I think, right?
That's what I heard. Well, especially after the first one. I mean, didn't you say it was like? I mean, that was in July.
That was pretty awesome. And then the last one you did, the Love Show, did really well for 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
I think they're just getting better.
Yeah.
Because the word's getting out, and we're getting people from all over the place. I mean, we got people from Redlands, people from Riverside, we got people from Calamasa and Temecula.
And like Kansas. That's
Actually,
amazing.
yeah. Our first show, my friend, Deborah Dawn and I have this friend named Piper Webb, Piper Harding now, but she did theater with us, and we always talk like, someday we're going to do a show together again, and she's from Hemet. So when we told her we were doing this, she's like, I'm coming. And she's like, I'm getting my plane ticket. I'm coming out there. I want to do this with you guys. So she came and she brought a really talented friend of hers named Seth Spotty, and they had a wonderful time. I mean, it was the first time Seth had even been to California. So I'm like, I'm sorry you have to come to Hemet.
But he was probably impressed. I mean, comparatively to Kansas, I think Hemet's at least a few rungs up, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Artistically, yes. I think they were impressed with the amount of talent we have, and the really people that are experienced in this valley that really don't have a place to do anything. I mean, we do have a few community theaters, actually one, Ramona Hillside, which
right.
is great. I mean, they're like going on 80 years or something, but that's it, and people that want to, especially youth, I've been hearing a lot, is, these parents want to get their kids involved in youth theater, but they're having to drive to Redlands or to Riverside or whatever, because there's nothing in the vicinity. So
we're just kind of trying to fill that little gap.
Well, luckily, we've had, we've ranged in age from 12 to like 80 as far as our participants. We've got a wide range. It's not all young people. It's a good mixture. That's what I like about it, because it's really a well-rounded.
Well, speaking of well-rounded, we're going to play a little clip from one of the Cabaret at the Centers. It's going to be from It Had to Be You. And who were the 2 actors that were in there?
These 2 actors are, they're kind of famous. They're kind of famous in Hemet, especially if you know about the Ramona pageant or the Ramona outdoor play. Kathy Anderson is famous for playing the Senora for I don't know how many years, like 15 years or something. And she's married to Dennis Anderson, who's the director of the Ramona outdoor play. And anyway, in this scene, she's doing a scene with Alan Purchase, who's also very well-loved and well-respected actor. I've known him since I was in my 20s, so it's been quite a while. But he's excellent, and he has actually showed up for all 3 of our cabarets he's taken part in. And he's always super complimentary, and he loves all the people. And you know, it makes me feel good when they talk about the young people and they're like, "Oh, that little girl is so good. She's so good." You know, he will always come up to me and tell me who he
Let's
thinks.
let's play a little clip of that.
What do you want me to do with these packages here?
Oh, in the bathroom on the shelf in the closet. I'm not going to panic. You know why? Nothing has ever come easy for me. If he leaves, I'm never going to see him again. A daring move is needed here.
People put down commercials, I just hate them. Well, hey, you take it easy and Merry Christmas.
Maybe you're just not ready to be serious with me. So in the meantime, why don't we start by having a great affair? What do you think?
What do I think?
Okay, so that was Kathy Anderson and
Alan Purchase.
So that was Kathy Anderson and Alan Purchase from It Had to Be You. That's been a play that we've had here a few different times. And you had mentioned you and your cohort, right?
Yes.
Your second half, Deborah Stockley. So tell us about your friendship and how you guys got involved in theater together.
Well, it's funny. I'm older than her, like probably about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years older. So she was behind me. I mean, I was still doing community theater at MSJC, you know, because back then, not so much as now, unfortunately, they had a great group and they had great instructors. That's when Dennis was there and Philip Morioni and Gail Hoke, and they just did killer musicals, and we had a big group of really talented people. And I was doing this show called The Robber Bridegroom, which is a bluegrass musical, which we did on a race stage. You know, they built this stage that was all tilted forward. Anyways, Deborah Dawn came in after we already started rehearsing, probably, I don't know, a couple weeks in. And she was probably about 19 years old then. And everybody was like, "Who is this girl? Who is this new girl? How come she didn't have to audition?" And apparently she was just a new student of Dennis's, and he just put her in. And so that's how I met her. I don't want to say we were friends, but we really reconnected maybe, and we did more than that together. We did other shows too. But we reconnected, I would say, I don't know, for like going on 12, 13 years ago, we reconnected off of Facebook through Piper. And then we just started hanging out again. So and
the magic happened, and she's a pretty talented actress herself, right?
Deborah Dawn's an excellent actress. She always gives 110%. She's also a great costume designer and a great scenic designer, and she's really good with all the details.
I never die.
150 years?
Give or take.
But my dear, you don't seem to understand. I just spoke to the doctor, on the phone.
Yes. Darling, I feel so faint. That's right?
That's it, my dear. Oh, be brave, my sweet, be brave.
Oh, this is nice, huh? You be sweet to me now, huh?
That's the spirit of Guinevere. Oh, you must be strong. You're so strong, and I'm so weak.
Oh, no, he's not bad. He's not bad, huh?
My dear, someone is going to get hurt. You don't stick to the script.
Oh,
My
Jack.
dear Guinevere.
Oh, well, darling, how do you feel? Are you happy or are you sad? Darling, I feel... Oh, wait, why is everything getting so dark?
Dark?
I can hardly see you. Oh,
I'm
darling.
nuts with the hand. Hey, good Guinevere.
Please remember that I always loved you. It's true. It's true.
Guinevere.
I think my time has come.
Yes. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. She's gone. Oh, she's gone. El Mort. Oh, my dears.
Okay.
My dear sweet.
So that was Deborah Dawn Shockey and Mark Lentine. And that was from your most recent cabaret show, which was hugely successful and critically acclaimed, right?
Of course.
So-
we got nothing but really great feedback from that show, I will say.
So isn't there's like a theater review group, right? That comes out and like judges the different
Oh yes, Inland Theater League.
Inland Theater League. Tell us a little bit about that. And
Inland Theater League is it's an organization. Probably I want to say it was started in the 80s. I'm not exactly sure. And if you get so many nominations, you have to have the majority.
So were you nominated for something?
We were nominated. Harvard Street Theater Company was nominated for the Christmas show we did, which was called Every Christmas Story Ever Told.
So that's exciting. And so what have you been doing to keep yourself busy during the quarantine, during our little socially isolating craziness? What have you been up to?
Besides eating and Netflix.
Eating and Netflix. What's your favorite Netflix show?
Oh God, I have binge watched a lot of stuff, but I just finished Schitt's Creek.
Oh my God, I love that show.
I'm almost done with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which I really like. It's really weird, but I like it. A few movies. I like documentaries. I've been finding a lot of really great live theater, which is free right now on the internet, which is great because I watch a lot of that. They have all the Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals going for free right now. They have not all of them, but a lot of them.
So what's been your favorite recipe? What's your favorite recipe since you've been locked up? What's
Cooking?
Tammy's go-to?
Dude, I like tacos. I like enchiladas.
No one can be sad with a taco. You never see somebody with a taco and a frown. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah, and then you got to have a margarita, and then it turns into a party.
That would make it better if I had a margarita.
So, since we're all socially isolating, and we know you've been binge watching and a little stress eating, and I heard that you've actually got somebody isolating with you, but he's in your closet, I think.
Oh, is it my cat?
No, it's Daryl. We're gonna play a little clip of this.
I knew you were gonna.
Cammy's boyfriend is locked in the closet, and
Still, no, you know, I let
here we
him
go.
out.
Daryl is a boy and he lives in my closet. He is not imaginary and he's really cute. Daryl is a boy and he lives in my closet. I lured him there with cookies and some juicy fruit. One time I tried to kiss him. I said, one kiss and you can go. But Daryl, I know I miss him. He gave a peck. I said, I know I swore, but you can't go. I slammed the door shut. Daryl is a boy and he's locked in my closet. It's because he tried to scare me that I want to laugh. Daryl is a boy and he's locked in my closet. He was my next door neighbor. He's my husband now. One time, he tried to trick me. He said I really have to pee. Oh, Daryl, you cannot fool me. I know because I did not feed you water. Now shush, I'm reading Harry Potter. Daryl is a boy and he pooped in my closet. It is not imaginary and smells really bad. Daryl is a boy who made poop in my closet. It went in my princess slippers and it makes me mad. One time he tried to trick me. He asked me, would you like a kiss? Oh, Daryl, I said, come quickly. I opened up the door and shut my eyes and I waited there for his surprise. Daryl is a jerk who locked me in my closet and I'm getting kind of hungry and I want to shout. Daryl is a jerk who locked me in my closet. And now I know he loves me. And I'll kiss him and I'll hug him and I'll love him and I'll snug him. And I cannot wait to tell him as soon as I get out.
So, after the quarantine, are you gonna let him out?
Yeah, probably. I'll let him out.
So, what's your advice for everybody that's locked up and bored out of their minds in their house and getting a little stir crazy? What can they do to interact with you and Harvard Street Theater?
To interact with me, you know, we've been posting a lot of things on. We do have a Facebook page just for Harvard Street Theater Company. I started a kind of a virtual open mic.
Cool.
Well, we have the theater company has their own private page that the members of the company, the people that have done shows with us, we all communicate on there. It's usually only when we do a show, I'll like put information on there so everybody's on the same page. But I decided to do this virtual open mic because, you know, I figure I just see a lot of people doing stuff online right now because there's nowhere else to go.
Right.
So I just said, you guys can do whatever you want. I don't even, you know, I don't care. You can make a film. You can make a short film. You can do some stand up. You can do a dance for me. I don't care. Do a monologue, sing a song, do a scene. And then I started posting some of the clips, you know, from the cabarets. And
so if somebody wants to take part in your virtual open mic, what do they need to do?
They need to like our page on Facebook, Harvard Street Theater Company. And you can share it just like you share anything else. It will come directly to me, and then I will have to post it in order for I'll post it in order for the public to see it. I do kind of screen them, just because.
They got to be somewhat appropriate, right?
I gotta screen them. Sorry.
Yeah.
But most of them I put up there because like I said, we got some really talented people doing Shakespeare on their front lawn and stuff. And it's like, what? It's crazy. Well, that's another group of Full Circle Players, I think they're called. They're a Shakespeare company, but JK's involved with them, and Johnny Thunder. A lot of people actually, but they're doing this thing called the Shakespeare Quarantine Monologues or something like that. And it's fun. And it's basically, it's artsy fartsy,
So even while we're sequestered and having to know our family more than we ever wanted to, we can still reach out and be a part of the arts community, right?
I think we have to. I think maybe the country is realizing how important the arts are right now, because we'd all be really, really bored.
Right.
If there wasn't something to watch, and I'm not just TV, but I really feel sorry for, the people in New York that make their living full time as theater artists, and I mean that's really going to hurt them.
That's a good point you said that, because not only are we trying to deliver something with our little show here, we also want to raise money and let people know that they can donate to the DVAC by going to our website right there, or they can also donate to the artists that you see. So you can donate directly to the Harvard Street Theater Company. If you donate, you specify Harvard Street Theater Company. And also with our artists that we bring on, you can donate to them as well. And we're going to try to support our little arts community. And like Cami said, there's a lot of folks that make their living off of the arts, and now they're forced to stay home and can't join us in public. So we gotta help them out, and by helping them out, we're also helping you by giving you something to enjoy. So, Cami, thanks for joining us on our inaugural show.
I'm so excited.
Woo!
My pleasure.
All right. Thank you, and we'll check in with you from time to time to make sure you're doing okay over there.
All right.
All righty. Thanks,
good.
Cami.
Bye.
Take care. Let's talk a little bit about. Well, that was our little interview with Cami, and you saw our Harvard Street Theater Company, and we hope to keep arts going in our community, and it's all about you participating and you being able to support it. I know we're all hurting, we're all trying, but together we're going to get through it. I found this really cool video from CNN, and it really hit home and spoke a lot. So I want to play it, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. So here we go.
Now I'll hold on to you.
I'm a New Yorker. It's essential that I'm out here.
No matter what this world throws, it won't shake me loose.
It's a little risk coming outside, but kind of feel like a superhero saving the world.
I'll reach my hands out in the dark and wait for yours to interlock. I'll wait for you.
This is a war zone. It's a medical war zone.
This is an extraordinary time where you need to see people at their best. in our heart and it is in our soul. To sacrifice, to serve, to fight for you.
Travel coast to coast as long as we can haul food for the American people. You will have plenty of food on those shelves.
My heroes are all of the people that I work with who are showing up and helping us fight this pandemic.
I will fight. I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
Well, I think that speaks a lot. And in this time of crisis, it's what we do for each other that will be what we are all remembered for. The actions we take to self-isolate, to reach out with a phone call, to be brave enough to care for those afflicted. Our greatest generation gave to us so much. It's now this generation's time to show the true spirit of the human race. We're one people. Hashtag be the cure. Thanks for joining us. Join us again. And please, take care of each other. Be responsible human beings. Thanks for everything, folks. We look forward to many, many more connections. And let's see what we end up being as a new society. Hopefully we'll be a little more tolerant, a little more accepting. And thank you for supporting the arts and for supporting each other. We'll get through it. It'll be okay. We'll see you again.